Yeah,
I like the comedy of it though. I like how the fucking the elbow tape guy, he's just like, whoa! He's just like shooting gobs of fucking tape off a mountain. It's the stupidest shit.
And every time the Kaminari or whatever, the electric guy, every time like some shit happens, he always just goes, yay! And he just like the thumbs up because he
Hello everyone, welcome to the Anime Summer Podcast. I am your host, Danny, the Hoop Nanny, and with me I have Sam the Bomb.
Hello.
And then I have Nick.
Hoot nanny.
Hoot nanny.
And today is our very special recording for the spring seasonal 2018. Very exciting. Very exciting. You know, we got your
Anime?
brain fart. I was gonna say we have My Hero Academia or whatever, but it didn't work out that way.
I thought you were gonna talk about like food for a second.
Food
You're like,
Wars!
we got your hot dogs. We got
Food
your
Wars.
soft drinks.
Food Wars. There you go.
Yeah, Food Wars.
We got nachos.
This is like because like on the spring list, you know when you go on My Anime list and you look at the thing, the top 6 things, the top 6 shows are all sequels.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Although
That's how you know it's a good season.
I don't know if I would count the Sword Art Online one because it's
it's
kind of like
that's
it's,
a side.
it's like alternative version, whatever.
It's like its own like side quest kind of thing. And
I think it does take place in like the actual.
It's it's like it's like technically sort of a sequel because Gun Gale Online didn't happen until after Sword Art Online.
But the game, but it was always a game though.
Yeah, but I guess I'm saying like the anime. But yeah, you don't really need to know anything unless they bring in Kirito or something.
They're not gonna.
They better not.
Dude, I hope he's the final boss and Len has to shoot him. And he's just like uses his lightsaber and wins somehow.
Like at the end of Pokemon Red and Blue when you find out that the champion's actually Gary and you're like, oh
It's like, oh fuck.
I thought it was Lance.
Fuck.
Well, what do we got for the news, Nick?
Oh shit. We didn't even prepare. That's okay. Well, for the first thing on the docket, we have My Hero Academia is coming to Toonami. Finally.
Oh, goody. Oh, joy.
After, like, season 3.
Oh, happy day.
I mean, if you're still... I mean, Toonami's great. Okay, don't get me wrong. You know, for the casual...
it's nice to flip on the tube.
For the casual anime fan, I think Toonami's fine. I think Toonami's perfect.
And it's starting... oh, dude, which month is the 5th month? May? May 5th?
It is May.
May the 5th be with you. That's when it starts. I know May 4th is the Star Wars Day, so it's the day after that.
Be with you.
And that's coming to Toonami, May 5th. It's going to be sick.
So it's coming on
dub,
Cinco de Mayo, you mean?
Yes.
Which is not...
Yes.
Yeah, it's technically not that day, but... Anyway.
I mean, you know, it's good that Toonami is still
it's still hanging strong.
Chugging along. Yeah. Well, they took a big hiatus, then they came back, and now they're...
Well,
they're
yeah,
doing
but
good.
also, I forgot that Toonami website that they show all like the original like Gundam Wing and all that kind of stuff. I forgot what the website was called. If you know what the website is, let me know. I forgot, listeners. Anyway.
Thank you for the info,
You're
Danny.
welcome.
All right.
Anyway.
So, so My Hero Academia, Toonami. Second piece of news. This one's... We're going to skip the third piece, so we're only doing 2 pieces today. It's just, there was like a Darling in the Franxx Twitter incident over episode 14, which aired at the time. Well, by the time you hear this, that'll be a couple of weeks ago. But basically, some stuff happened in episode 14, Darling in the Franxx. Some more cucking happened. And everybody got salty, and there was some quote unquote death threats on Twitter for the like creators of the show.
Okay, did something offensive happen? I don't get it. I didn't.
No, not really. It's just people getting too up in arms about shit.
Oh,
it wasn't
God.
even that bad, honestly.
So it's fan BS? Like, oh,
yeah.
the story didn't go the way I wanted it, so I'm going to threaten death on the creator. Yeah.
Damn.
Here's what I think. I'm going to put on my tinfoil cap time. So I think it's a false flag operation by the studio. They're like, we got to drum up more hype. Let's make a fucking headline, bitch. Let's make some fake death threats.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what happened. They false flagged that shit. And suddenly now we got a controversy, but now they're in the news. All news is good news, you know?
So
that's what I think.
So this is just another fanboy tier. Fanboy tiers.
Yeah, I mean, basically, like, I don't want to, like, spoil it or anything, but I don't know. It's just like the fans are like shitting on the female characters when, like, the worst character in the show is Hiro, the main character.
Right.
It's like, why don't you shit on him for once? Like, he's so bad. Like at one point, one of the girls confesses to him, and he just like he fucking like ignores her, and he just kind of stares off into space. I'm like, what is his problem?
Pulls a
like,
ReZero,
holy shit!
Kind of a ReZero on her.
Dude, he has like level 10 autism. It's insane.
So I'm reading here also that there were comments on Twitter saying for Hiroshi Seiko to kill himself. If there's anything that anyone should be offended by is telling someone to go kill themselves. Don't fucking do that.
Seriously, that's not right.
I think that's actually like
that's not cool.
I think that's actually illegal if I remember that right, but whatever. But
like,
it's Twitter. There's no law on Twitter.
Yeah, no. Like
actually there is, but
over over an anime not going the way you wanted it to. Oh my god, how sad are you? Fuck off. Like you make us all
especially Darling in the Franxx. It's like not even that good.
Right. Right, exactly. Like you make us all
I'm such a hater. I know a lot of people like the show.
No, I mean Darling in the Franxx is weird to me right now, so I hear you. But like
and that's why I dropped it because I couldn't take it.
Not to hang out on it anymore, but you're making us all look bad, so please shut up.
Yeah, seriously.
Anyway.
You're making
if it's real and not a false flag like I'm claiming.
You're making the other, cool anime fans look bad. So
right, you're making us look like we cry about
everything.
Not getting onions on our McDouble when we go to McDonald's. Like, shut up. All right.
Can I speak to your manager?
I need to speak to a manager. There was supposed to be no onions. Karen, shut up. Like, anyway. So, that's it for the news, I think, right?
Yeah, there's like another piece, but fuck it, it's China, whatever.
Let's get to it then, because we got a lot to talk about. Okay?
Yep.
So,
well, I guess the China piece of news is relevant.
Is it really?
It's like it's just basically like the CEO of a Chinese company like bought the rights to stream Legend of the Galactic Heroes for free on his own like platform or whatever. So, which Legend of the Galactic Heroes is having a reboot this season, so that's relevant.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
But yeah, it's not really like news. I don't know.
Sure.
It applies if you live in China.
If you live in China. So, I actually don't know if we have any listeners in China. Anyway.
Probably not. They probably would have to, like, tunnel through a VPN just to fucking hear us.
Probably. So, we each got Waifu and Husbandos, and of course we each got them from the current selection of characters from the current season. Okay? I chose, for my waifu, I chose Hisone from, what is the show called again? Hisone.
You don't even know the name because you fucking wrote Dragon Pilot Face Johnson.
Hisone to Masotan. I was going to say no Masotan, so that's why I was making sure. Hisone.
I think it's just Hisone and Masotan.
I like Dragon Pilot Face Johnson as the title.
And Nita from Hinamatsuri.
It flows off the tongue.
Oh, Nita is great.
Yeah, Nita from Hinamatsuri.
Yeah. Nita's great.
He's
hilarious.
Yakuza daddy.
He's the
foster daddy.
He's the dad.
Yeah, foster daddy, and
the Yakuza dad or whatever.
And he's into antiquing like I am, so that's kind of cool.
Which I thought that was hilarious. The first episode was so fucking funny.
Yeah,
I love the ending.
I liked all of them.
The ending of that episode.
I think that show is gonna be like one of the ones I stick with. What do you guys got?
I'll let Danny go.
I got Sayoko right? Did I say that right? Sayoko?
Sakuya.
Not at all.
Sakuyo from
Sakuyo,
Magical
yeah.
Girl Oro, which that fucking show is so fucking hilarious. I can't stop laughing at that show.
That is a funny show.
It's so great. It just makes fun of the whole aspect of magical girls. So,
we'll get to it.
yeah.
Though.
And my husbando is Mitsuyoshi from Tada Doesn't Fall in Love. That's
Tada-san.
Tada-san. So
I'll say something about Tada-san right now. He is tall, darks, and handsome.
yes, he is. He is tall, darks, and handsome.
Yeah. Okay. I'll save my piece for when we talk about it.
Oh, here we go.
I agree, though. I'm saying I agree. I'm just saying, like, you know, he's way handsomer than his girlfriend is cute. You know what I'm saying?
Nick's bisexual confirmed.
No, I said handsomer.
No, don't worry about it.
Handsomer is a word.
No, whatever you say, queer.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Just because I save pictures of dicks on my phone. Okay.
What's your waifu
so
and husbando, Nick?
My waifu of the week, of course, we got to represent the lollies, the lolicons, is Len, a.k.a. Karen, from Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online. And the reason I picked her is because she's kawaii as fuck. Like, look at that.
No, she is pretty.
She is super cute, and she has probably one of the most like deadliest semi-automatic guns ever.
I know,
but it's pink.
funny.
Her whole outfit.
We'll get to the
is
show
pink.
in a minute.
Her whole outfit.
Yeah,
is pink.
yeah.
I love it.
And then husbando.
And then so my husbando is wait, nobody picked. None of you guys picked the same one.
I
would have picked.
I would have, but I didn't want to pick the same.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we were all just gonna pick the same one.
Oh no, I thought
That's okay if we do. Like I'll repeat. All right, whatever. Junk Dog, aka Joe from Megalo
I
Box.
love that show.
The Thunder from Down Under, the Afro dude. You know, I don't know.
Show is sick, dude.
He's awesome.
That show is super dope.
It's awesome. That's a really
Now he's
good,
like literally dark and handsome.
That's a good
He is
reboot.
actually tall as darks and handsome. Yeah,
Megalo Box is an awesome reboot.
it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's super dope. Super
So
dope.
speaking of reboots, we have 6 sequels to talk about. We're just gonna go down the MAL list, my anime list.
Well,
In anime summit fashion.
let's not forget to make sure that our listeners follow us on the Twitters and follow us on YouTube for all the videos that get uploaded on the weekends, and follow us on Discord. We talk about a lot of shit. And also, Sam and I created a manga book club, and we just had our first meeting last Saturday. Right, Sam?
Yeah, we're reading Oh My Goddess.
Yes. And so
So
far,
we read chapters 1 through 15, and now we're gonna read 16 to 25.
35.
35. Yeah, because we're doing another 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I might join you guys. I think I could catch up probably.
honestly, it's like a really easy read.
Yeah, it really is. It's not that.
Is it all pictures? Because that helps me.
It's a slice of life.
It is a slice. it is a slice of life, and so yeah. If you want, if even anyone like on our listeners or anything like that, if you want to catch up on reading Oh My Goddess with us, and if you're not a part of the Discord, just like DM us on Twitter and stuff, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. And you can find the Discord invite link on the Twitter description and the YouTube video descriptions as well.
Yes.
Yep, Twitter at Anime Summit.
Anyway, okay.
Just how it's spelled. All right, so let's get into the main topic. Spring 2018.
Spring
You wanna
2018.
have a little bit of a drink of water there,
Third
Nick?
season.
Nick
No,
is
I'm
still
trying to be
dying, you
dramatic,
guys.
all right? Roll with it.
Okay, fine.
Okay, do you guys say Boku no Hero or My Hero Academia?
I say my
First
hero,
question.
but
I say
But
my shenane.
I also don't even watch it, so there's that.
Oh, well, fuck you then, Danny. Me and Tom are going to talk for a little bit.
Okay, have fun. I'm gonna go play with myself in the background.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. I'm not
Okay.
gonna do that.
Masturbation's good for you.
It is
okay,
good for
fuck
you.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't need to know. All
Yeah,
right.
we
It's like
do
taking
need
a
to know.
shit.
We need to
don't
know,
need
Nick.
to know.
We need to know every time you go.
Every time I do, I'll just type a 1 in chat on Discord.
Yeah.
1.
Only Sam and I will know what the 1 means. Everyone else would be all like, "What does that mean, Nick?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and if I don't type it, then it's like the canary in the coal mine. Then you know I didn't, and then you know something's wrong. I might be dead.
So the thing.
Okay.
The thing is
So
about
anime.
The thing is about My Hero Academia is, and I think I said this on me and Danny's free for all a couple weeks ago, is I had just started it and I had just caught up with it. I think when I recorded that episode with Danny, I was still getting through season 2.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, and I finished it about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago or so, and so I started season 3, obviously, and I fucking love My Hero Academia. If you love anything kind of like superhero-ish at all, I think you'll love. Even for people who, even if like you're like a comic lover though, and you're not big on anime, My Hero Academia, like they would probably love. Like, I love My Hero Academia. It's so good. And, like, I don't know. It just, like, the pacing is really not... like, the pacing is, like, not too quick, but it's quick enough to not leave you hanging on any BS. So you could, like... I marathoned. You know, it was so easy to get through. You know, and it leaves you with decent enough cliffhangers to be like, ah, shit, I gotta watch the next one. I don't gotta pick up my kid from soccer for another... 10 minutes. I'll be fine if I watch 3 more episodes, you know. But like,
Yeah, fuck him. The kid got it. Make him run
The
laps.
kid can
Yeah.
wait. The kid can wait.
But also, it's really cool too is that because Infinity War is coming out in like 5 days or 4 days, My Hero Academia is doing like a little collab with them in Japan, where it's just like there's like My Hero Academia characters like describing Avengers characters, and like
That's
Ida
pretty
Tenya
cool.
is talking about Doctor Strange and all that stuff, and I don't know, it's kind of cool. Like, there's a little like video thing for it. We'll put a link in the show notes, and I'll make sure Nick puts it in the show notes. But anyway,
Yeah.
so
Well, like
Nick,
season. Oh, what?
I was gonna say you're watching it too.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna do our awkward segue. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, what do you think, Nick?
Well, thanks for asking me, Sam. I think it's also a good show. Season 3 is just doing the thing where they're like at a training camp again,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's like a
which
field
honestly,
trip.
I don't mind that. You know, people are like, oh, training arcs, you do a boat. Like, I like the training arcs in shonen. You know, like otherwise it's just like Sword Art Online where they're like infinitely powerful all the time, and it's stupid.
Here's the thing:
Like, you
Would
got to see them build them and progress.
Would you rather watch Goku and Gohan in one fucking huge, time-ridden room for like 10 episodes, or do you want to watch a bunch of kids with a bunch of weird superpowers at a camp doing cool
Yes.
stuff? You know what I mean?
Yes
like,
to both.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. Freaking Gohan, that's the first time he turned Super Saiyan was in that room.
Yes,
Anyway,
it was.
Spoilers. Jeez, son. Way to spoil it.
I'm Nick, spoilerinos.
Spoilers for a almost 30-year-old show.
Save it for the spoilers podcast, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, we should do that.
but
We
yeah.
should do an episode like that. Just spoil
A podcast
everything.
where we just spoil everything. Like,
Yeah.
Snape kills Dumbledore. Next spoiler.
In the
He
end,
was dead the
this-
whole time.
In the end, this character dies because the one guy
Yeah.
was his father or some bullshit. Yeah. But
Spoiler, Jesus dies on the cross.
yeah, so they go to Jesus dies. Sorry, I just heard that. But like they go to the forest lodge trip, and then there's class 1A, 1B, and their boarding buses and shit. Whatever.
Yeah. And it's like this training arc, and like they learn that their quirks. I always call them quirks. Their quirks are
quirks.
like basically like muscles. So like the more they break them down, the more they build up. They're like Super Saiyans. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
they said that in the middle of like season 2, during the
Yeah.
tournament arc. They said it because they were like,
They gotta say it again because I forgot.
well, I mean, like it's also
I actually did forget.
well, also the fight against Stain too. Like they,
Yeah.
you know, but yeah,
I like the comedy of it though. I like how the fucking the elbow tape guy. He's just like, "Whoa!" He's just like shooting gobs of fucking tape off a mountain. It's the stupidest shit.
And every time the Kaminari or whatever, the electric guy, every time like some shit happens, he always just goes, yay. And he's like doing like the thumbs up because he's like doesn't know what to say. But like
and then the shitty pervert one with the grape coon.
Oh, dude, I remember when he's
just pulling grapes off his head, and he's like, oh.
In the first season, when they got attacked at the training campus, and he's throwing them in the water, and he's throwing them all hard, and then later you kind of see his head bleeding, and at first when I watched that, I was like, oh shit,
yeah,
and then
scalp, dude.
And then I remember, oh yeah, he said earlier that if he pulls him too much, he bleeds, and it's like,
yeah,
damn.
I like how there's like 4 heroes with actually useful powers, and then the rest of them just have these like these shitty gimmicks. It's like I have ear or like headphone jack. That's my power. It's like what the fuck.
Well, yeah, because like a lot of different quirks like can lead from like you just have a power to like there's a mutation on your body.
I have a tail.
Like there's oh
my god.
There's Sansa. He's a cat. He's cat face Sansa.
Yeah, it's like so funny.
His quirk is that he's a cat and he's a cop. So fuck y'all. Know the law.
My favorite one is Aoyama, the belly button guy.
Wait, what does he do?
That is the
again?
funniest thing. He always has like this goofy look on his face, and he just shoots beam out of his belly button.
Oh yeah, and he's got the belt. He's like the literally flamboyant.
Yeah.
And he's like,
But yeah, I mean, basically in season 3, like the some more villains are attacking them at their training camp. So it's kind of a repeat of season 1, a little bit, but we don't know yet. So,
but now Midoriya
presumably
knows how
All Might won't save him. So
now Midoriya knows how to control his quirk because before it was damaging his body and shit. So it's like
they're all bigger, they're all stronger and stuff. So
and you're watching these characters evolve, so it's cool to watch them. So anyway.
So yeah, we spent a lot of time on My Hero Academia. Everyone's already watching it anyway.
Sorry, I'm excited.
Check it out.
I got excited. I got excitable. So
it's the current big shonen.
So Steins Gate Zero, anybody?
Yeah, it's a little show called Steins Gate.
Nick made us watch Steins Gate to get hyped for this.
Have anybody heard of Steins Gate? Like, anybody?
So if you hadn't heard our Steins Gate episode, it's on YouTube and it's on iTunes.
Oh yeah, we did that a little bit ago.
A couple weeks ago. So go ahead and listen to that.
It's like the number 6 anime on Mal. So if you haven't heard of it, then you've been under a rock.
I just don't know if I want to watch this though.
Well, dude, just wait for the dub, which comes out in about, I think it's like April 30th.
I watched the original in the dub.
Yeah, no, the dub, honestly, people are going to shit on me for this. I think the dub is better than the sub, despite the sub having Momoro Miyano, like the Okabe actor.
Okay.
I still think the dub is better.
I will literally stand right next to you and defend you. And I'll be like, no. Shut up. And I'm going to pull a Chris Crocker.
Wait, are you saying no to me or no to everyone else?
No to everyone else. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to pull a Chris Crocker. Leave Nick alone.
But yeah, I mean, it's Steins Gate. Like, if you haven't seen it, fucking go watch it. You know?
So this
like,
is, but this is like an alternate.
This is from it's like a direct prequel to the Divide by Zero. And it's like the Steins Gate there's like a little special, like the B or the beta special that we watched.
Yeah.
Essentially, Kurisu is like missing at the start of this one.
She's dead.
And Okabe, basically. Yeah. And then Okabe has to find her. Or he has to travel. It's the similar concept. Like he has to change world lines and change the future because the future is going to be World War III. Because of everyone's fighting over the time machines. So they're trying to change that. He
chose to stay in the world line where Kurisu was dead. And now he's trying to, like, do stuff.
Yeah, this is, like, the alternate version. Because in the original Steins Gate, he picked the one where she was alive.
Yeah. So this is basically like, if you went a different path in the game. Which is the way you should adapt visual novels. Like, this is the perfect visual novel
I like the
sequel.
nice boat, dude.
Oh my god.
Whatever you say, Nick. Whatever you say.
I got a question though. Is it just me, or do the girls in Steins Gate Zero have bigger boobs? Did they make them have bigger boobs? Is that just me?
I think the newer girl characters do.
No, like I feel like Mayuri and Suzuha have bigger tits in this one.
Mayuri do look like she got slightly bigger.
I'm looking at the
breasts,
cover
yes.
art, and Mayuri does look like she got big jumblies.
Huge cans.
we were
Yeah, I mean,
talking
Steins
to
Gate
Mac
Zero.
earlier, so I kind of had to like plug him there a little bit.
yeah.
I will say that the OP and ED, well, the OP is never gonna live up to the original Steins Gate OP, which is fucking all timer right there.
Tops. Yeah, tops.
The new OP is kind of, it's like, yeah, 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's like they kind of just phoned it in a little bit.
5 out of 10.
I like how I just diminish other people's like hard effort. They probably tried really hard on this song, and I'm just like, it sucks. It's so easy to be a critic.
Right? Yeah. Right.
But I mean, do you have any other comments on Steins Gate Zero, Sam? I mean, I think
I'm gonna be.
I like Okabe's his new outfit. That looks slick as hell.
He looks slick as fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I almost kind of just want to wait for the dub. I don't know.
For this one, I'm gonna wait for the dub, and same for Full Metal Panic, which we'll get to.
And the original Steins Gate, like that is the kind of show that I would have waited to binge, and I was lucky that I was able to because it was obviously all out.
Yeah, every Steins Gate episode's like, da-da-da-da-da, like there's like this fucking cliffhanger.
Yeah. It turns out it's man.
God. Yeah.
But like I think this would be better with the dub, and I can binge it. So,
yeah, for sure. Speaking of binge, would you like to binge on Human Flesh? Tokyo Ghoul Re.
I didn't watch this one because
That's my cheesy segue.
I'm not really a big Tokyo Ghoul fan, and I never finished the original.
Dude, both of these shows have like some all-time great openings, like the original Tokyo Ghoul. You remember that opening? Holy fuck! So good.
I think I listened to that band actually that does their opening.
I'm like starting the original Tokyo Ghoul, so I haven't actually watched Re yet. But from what I've heard, it's like a little bit confusing because like unless you've read the manga, it doesn't explain enough, and they're kind of rushing through it a little bit. That's what I've read. I haven't actually seen it yet. So
well, they only have 12 episodes. How many episodes did the original have?
Same number, I think.
Oh, okay.
But like, the manga has a lot more stuff in it, and then like Route A was like some alternative version of it, and it bombed, and everyone hates Route A.
The original is 12 episodes.
So technically, Route A is the prequel to Re, but then people are telling me I don't need to watch Route A to watch Re, and then it's like, do I or don't I? Like I don't even know.
No, because it isn't Re. I thought Re was a direct sequel.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Either way, I think it's one of those things where
I don't know anything.
Tokyo Ghoul's like, just read the manga. It's like Berserk. Like they haven't made a great adaptation yet. So yeah, I mean, well, besides, okay, Berserk 97, but we won't get into that anyway. Yeah. So Tokyo Ghoul Re, we'll eventually get to it. Hopefully in the mid-season episode, I could talk about it.
For sure.
Sword Art Online alternative, Gun Gale Online.
So basically, just Gun Gale Online, the anime. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it.
If you want this, it's a nice, cause like, okay, here's the thing: when the Gun Gale arc came out, and you know it was the first 12 episodes or whatever of season 2, SAO2, and you wanted to see more of it. You know what I mean? Like, and I think this is kind of like the answer to that. I definitely want to see more Gun Gale. I think that's a cool game that they're playing. You know, because it's the second half of SAO2 is just them playing in the World Seed thing that Kirito had. So, like, this is really cool. This is fucking cool. If you want to see more Gun Gale, and the characters are fucking great. Like, the main character, Len. Like,
she's adorable.
She's so cute.
Her human counterpart is, like, this super tall girl.
Yeah.
Named Karen, and she's always, like, scared that she's too tall, and she's, like, running into light posts and stuff. Because she's a giraffe.
Because she's a giraffe.
She wants to be the opposite of a giraffe, which is like a hamster, pretty much. It's awesome.
But like that, I mean, that's always kind of the theme with SAO is, it's not all of SAO, but in the later ones, especially in Gun Gale, the the theme of being somebody else in a game because you have more confidence in game as the person you are in game and stuff like that. And
they always are able to like meet with their gaming partners in real life too. I think I found that kind of funny. I guess Japan is like sort of dense, so yeah.
Japan's just really tight knit, like just like
I know they're like, oh, I actually live in the coffee shop down the road, and
yeah. And but yeah, no, the main character in game, Len, Karen's character Len, in game is like this short little girl with a pink outfit, and she's got like this. What do you call those hats? It's like the kind of hat that they wore in the 70s.
It's like a beret or something.
It's like a big puffy beret, and all your hair goes into it.
But
it's
there's
got,
like little bunny ears on it.
There's little bunny ears on it, and it's pink. And she's got a RCP-90 semi-automatic gun, and it's all pink.
She can't snipe, so she does that.
Yeah, she's got like an assault. She's like a little dude. Like that's actually genius. Like she's a little tiny target, and she just runs around and you know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't have to do much. Like run, be quick and tiny, just pop, 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 pop. Done. Pop. Dunions.
Yeah.
Your Dunions.
The only thing about this one is like, it does kind of get a little deep into the, like the military jargon a little bit, like in the first episode.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, it's PUBG.
Yeah. PUBG. Yeah.
So if you don't like that, then this is not really the show for you.
It's a little more like gun
or
jargon.
if you really dislike it. Yeah.
Like they talk about like
because her partner Goshi Asogi, I can't pronounce it.
He's like this big dude with a sniper. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like this intimidating guy who knows every tactic, and so they're teaming up to win this one tournament.
The squad jam.
Squad jam.
Yeah. And actually, tell me if this sounds off base, but Karen listens to music all the time, and it's this one artist, and her partner in game is I cannot pronounce this. Pito. Yeah. So Pito's like, yeah, I can't make it that day, like coincidentally the same day as some concert. So I'm like, okay, she's probably the concert. She's probably the artist.
Oh, like you never see Batman and Nick in the same room, kind of thing, like.
Yeah. I think Pito is the music artist that Len listens to all the time. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but maybe I'm just guessing.
We'll just have to keep watching to find out.
Call it right now.
Read the source material. Dude, episode 1, the funniest fucking like the best part at the end of it when she's hiding in a suitcase on the ground because she's so fucking chibi. And she bursts out of it and she's like crying because she's scared and she's just like, ah!
I know. I think I liked
beats a bunch of guys.
The segue where Karen was first getting into Gun Gale and she was trying to figure out her avatar.
Oh yeah. And she's like, I need something cuter and like.
Yeah, and she kept like getting like these weird ones. You know, one was like super tall, the other one was kind of lanky and everything. She's like, no, I don't want this. I thought that was pretty cute.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is you can be anything online. You can get away from your shitty life.
Damn.
Just get lost in escapism. It's great.
I'm just waiting for them to make an actual GGO where you can go in and make a character. There's an actual Bullet of Bullets tournament. There's a Squad Jam tournament. Shoot bitches.
I mean, there's a ton of first-person shooters out there, so third persons and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, you can get a little close. You just play PUBG or Fortnite, you know.
Good enough.
Or even Overwatch.
Over bitch.
I
meant like a MMO though, but never mind. Okay, anyway, if you like SAO and you liked the idea of Gun Gale Online and you wanted to see more of it, this is for you. Like just watch that.
So next we have Shokugeki no Soma, the
Sanosara Totsuki Russia Hen. Yeah.
It's like the third plate part 2 or something.
So people are confused and like, oh, it's season 4. It's like, no.
No,
it's season 3, but it's the second part of it.
It's the third plate, second cour.
Second course.
Second cour. Well, it's always a cour. It's COUR, which means like chunk of a season. I don't fucking know what it means. Nobody knows what it means.
No, second course as in like a...
there's
a 5-course
but
meal.
Anime is always comes out in cours. That's what they call it. So like 12 episodes is one cour.
That doesn't make any sense.
Don't ask me. Go to Japan, Sam.
All right, Nick. He's talking about like food. You know, like 5-course meal.
No, I know. I'm saying cores. That's not what they're talking about. But anyway, let's stop fighting over trivial things.
Over restaurateur terminology.
Let's talk about which waifu is the best.
Dude,
Arena,
you know what?
For sure.
I really love this. Okay, before, like, I don't want to get too much into it because obviously it's Food Wars and it's awesome. But like, I really like how they didn't try and like inject some random romance throughout the whole entire show.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then now there's kind of like a little hint that Arena looks at Soma differently because of his father,
yeah.
And that's like, okay, there's a little something behind that then, and that's what makes it cool.
Yeah, she has daddy issues though. So
yeah, obviously. But like they didn't try and inject a romance in there. There was a reason why she starts looking at Soma the way she's looking at him now.
Well, no, they did inject a romance. It was Arena's manga that she reads.
God, Nick.
Remember that? She's like, are they gonna hold hands?
Oh, when she borrowed Megumi's manga.
Also, here's the thing, and I always like this in any kind of story, really. I love when it gets to a point in a show or movie or whatever where previously opposing characters are now on the side of the protagonist.
Oh, yeah.
So now the Aldini brothers, the first part of season 3, we saw Mimasaka help Soma, and now like Nakiri Alice and Arena are all helping, and Kurakiba
if you can't beat him, join him. I like how Soma, the main character, is like actually has a personality, because a lot of main characters are just fucking husks. But like Soma, he's like this arrogant little prick, but he's also like super friendly, you know. But you know what I'm saying? Like he knows he has a lot of talent, and he like kind of gloats it. He's kind of a gloater. I like that.
Right. And like he judges himself harshly too, which is kind of like, I don't know. I kind of like that about him too. It's like
he's like always looking for challenges. You know, he's like kind of a more fun version of Goku, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Definitely,
I agree. But I really like the dynamic. The character development's really good. It's Food Wars. I mean, it's fucking awesome. You know, so.
Yeah, and right now they're what are they doing right now? They're they're taking like a final exam, but like a whole semester early.
So what they have to do is they're gonna travel Hokkaido. They start on one point, then they get on a train and go to the next point. If they pass that, they go to the next point, and then if you fail at any point during the travel, then you'll get expelled. In this case, it's basically if you don't do the way that Central has designed, the bad guys, Central has designed it.
Guys, I'll be right back. Sorry. Continue.
If you don't do it the way that Central has designed it for you, then you fail.
And like the whole main crux of like of this chapter is like that the Central wants everyone to have this uniform method of cooking, and then the Polar Star Dormitory, like Soma and all them, they want to like, you know, be more fluid and experimental with their cooking, and you know, have some more personality to it, and that's like kind of the difference.
And not all of the Elite 10 members agree, but like more than half of them voted for that. So it's like, shit.
And like this brings up kind of one of my complaints about the show is that the penalties are too harsh. Sometimes it's like, oh, if you fail, then you get expelled. So it's like, you know, they're not going to fail because they're not going to get expelled because then they'd just be gone. Like, I feel like they should ramp up the penalties more, you know, like Kaiji Ultimate Survivor did this really well, where they had these ramping up penalties, and you're just like, oh man, it can't get worse. Oh shit, it got worse, you know. And like people and characters actually face the music from time to time, you know. But in this show, like everybody pretty much always pulls through, which is fine. But you know, it's like the tension is kind of lost a little bit for me.
Sure. No, I get what you mean, because it's kind of like, well, they're the main characters. So it's
yeah,
like,
I would say that's
happen?
like the weakness of the show, but I mean the strengths are still there. It's still a very fun show.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It's
The foodgasms, all the waifus,
food porn.
the reactions, the little comedy moments, like that stuff's all great. So
Sure.
yeah. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. We got. Okay, I need to start this High School DxD Hero. This is like season, 5 of High School DxD or something?
The fourth season.
Fourth season.
I've never seen High School DxD.
Dude, this is like this is how you do ecchi anime, basically. That's what I gotta watch. So I can't really comment besides that. I just know that there's a lot of like plot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
There's a lot of plot, and there's a lot of plot.
I'm pretty hyped for this. I gotta start High School DxD. Let's see. Next one we have is WotaKoi or I can't pronounce his name.
Nikoi wo
It's difficult to
Muzakashi.
love an otaku.
Yeah.
That's the English name.
I wasn't
So
really,
yeah, like, oh sorry.
I wasn't really about this one. I'm just saying it right now.
Even the tall, dark, and handsome
The
otaku
tallest,
guy.
darkest, and handsome. I mean, I just kind of it's this one and another show this season that I'm kind of just like.
It's just kind of middle of the road, you know. Well, this is a fine show. I don't think it's bad at all. It's just
no,
it's
yeah,
kind of
I don't
like
think it's bad. I think it's just this is a
MMO junkie a little bit, right?
Okay, so the thing about MMO junkie, right, is that had like a funny enough concept to keep me watching.
I like this a little more than MMO junkie, honestly. I don't know. I think that's just me. I think a lot of people disagree with that, but
I think I just kind of am over this kind of romance stuff where it's like where they think the concept of it is different enough, but it really isn't. It's kind of just like
it's a generic rom-com.
yeah.
That's fine.
That's like I said, that's a personal thing for me. It's probably an okay show, and it's probably a good show. It's got a 7.85 on Mal. So I mean,
yeah, that's above average. Did you catch the Evangelion reference?
Yeah.
So like I missed that the first time because I was like making food and I kind of looked away for a second. That was really fucking funny. Like I like when they do that. They have the Gendo pose and the battle music and stuff when she's like looking across the room at him.
Yeah.
Because the basic idea is that the main girl and the main guy start dating. It's okay. Hirotaka and Narumi start dating.
She's like a fujoshi and he's like an otaku.
Yeah, he's just a gaming otaku, and you know, so they're starting dating. But then they're like, she's kind of too embarrassed to actually like do anything or like hang out with them at first. So they have to like figure this out, and you know, it's just kind of a rom-com. Like, you know, they also have their two friends. There's the who were childhood friends with each other, is Taru and Hanako, and they have you know, their little interactions with them too. And I did kind of like how like it was the gaming. So like the girl Narumi was she was gonna talk, she was gonna finally like, what's the word, talk it out with Hirotaka, and it brought up like this little gaming HUD, and she's like, oh no, run away, what do I do? And it has like little options. That was kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a rom-com. It's pretty like straightforward.
Well, MMO
so
junkie, like, because that's what I compared it to too. So it's funny that you said that. MMO junkie had like kind of a funny enough like concept where it's like, here's a girl playing a guy character in game, and here's a guy playing a girl character in game, and they like each other. Yeah. That was like that was enough to keep me watching. But this is just kind of like a little more, like, I feel like I've heard it before or seen it before.
Oh yeah, you have. I mean, it's not that.
Right. It's like
you have a nerdy guy who's also happens to be a supermodel.
Except in this one, the main two characters start dating right away. You know.
Yeah.
So maybe
which is good actually.
Maybe that's the pull. You know.
They're not beating around the bush for 12 episodes.
Right.
But what I don't get though is like the main guy. He's way out of the main girl's league. That dude is like a model. Look at him.
I don't know. She's pretty cute though.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just giving him shit. Yeah, it's a fine show. I'm gonna keep watching it, see how it goes.
Like you said it, like we know. I'm like, I'm just giving him shit.
Yeah. I don't have a ton to say about it. I like the Ava reference. I hope they do more like funny little references and hijinks. So
if they do more anime references, that'd be perfect, right? Because I mean, they're both nerdy people, so like she's like a cosplay.
Well, he's always got his
too.
earphones in, playing his game. So
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Next one, we have Persona 5: The Animation, which I actually did not start yet.
Me and Danny want to play the game.
We're gonna get to it,
and I think Danny's currently playing the game.
I am currently playing it.
Yeah. So,
the only issue is I kind of stopped playing it because other things came out, like Assassin's Creed Origins and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm almost done. I'm almost done with the game though.
I honestly though, I might just start watching this one because I think it'll be different enough, you know?
Yeah, well, there's
It's
like
pretty
a
much-
lot more game than there is anime.
Pretty much gonna be the same as the game. It's just that it's only it's only animated, and I think the main character he speaks in it. So
Yeah, well, they like Persona 4. You know, they gave the protagonist a name.
yeah.
His name is Narukami,
Yeah.
and then in Persona 5, they'll probably give him a name.
They gave him
voice.
Rin. His name is
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
name
that
is
sounds
Rin.
right.
So in Persona, like for those of you who don't know, in Persona games, the main character.
You play as you.
Yeah,
pretty much
so
play
he
him.
doesn't. So you don't give him a name, and you respond by picking the responses because it fuses dating sims and VNs with RPGs. So they don't talk. So like
All they do
like
is
if you ever
make
played
grunts
Persona.
like
Yeah, because you pick the response and they just like nod their head and go So anyway, Persona 5, it's great.
Oh, just like the babies
Yeah.
from Gotham Babysitters.
But I assume that I've heard that I have heard that out of 3, 4, and 5, Persona 5 is becoming the new favorite.
Oh, it's the best one.
There was a debate, 4 or 3 better, 3 or 4 better, and I was a 3 person. I was really big on Persona 3.
Wasn't 4 like bigger?
Persona 4
but
was bigger.
A lot of people like Persona 4, yeah, but Persona 5
Okay, well, we'll save
is
it for the
now-
Persona podcast.
Persona 5 is taking the cake, is all I'm saying. Anyway, moving on.
Megalo Box. Here we go. Finally, a non-sequel that's good. Here we go.
This is the 50th anniversary project for Ashita no Joe, which
TMS
I have actually seen Ashita no Joe. I watched it a lot as a kid, and then I watched a lot of it
like
when I got
70
older.
episodes of that?
There's like 100, no, not 100, like 50.
There's 79.
Okay, yeah, 79. There's still a lot of the original that I haven't seen though, because I watched a lot of it on the Spanish channel, and then when I got older, I had a friend who had him on a CD, and he didn't have all the episodes on it. But it's kind of hard to watch a lot of it because it's slow and
It's old as hell.
It's
dude.
old
It's
as
like
hell. It's from the 70s.
50 years
80s.
old.
Yeah. So anyway, Megalo Box is a loose reimagining. Not loose, but it's a reimagining of Ashita no Joe. So it follows
Yeah.
a guy named
Well,
Junk
they have
Dog.
like these special exoskeletons.
Yeah. So Ashita no Joe is about a boxer who throws fights, and then later he starts wanting to fight people for real. That's what Megalo Box is about, except this is not just like boxing, it's Megalo Boxing, which is they have these gears on their arms that like it's part of it. So
Yeah.
it's futuristic and
I call it CTE, the anime.
so and it's
Every
cool.
time they get hit, it's just like,
So
well, that's 10 years off their life.
fighters have like a ring name, and the main character's name is Junk Dog. And then, he lives in the outskirts of town. He doesn't live in the city, so he doesn't have like an ID to like compete in Megalo Boxing in the city. And then later, they like make him one, and he decides to name himself Joe. So technically, it is Joe, but it's not. So like, I don't know, but this is just
it's a
like
new and reframed Joe.
Yeah, it's a like I said, it's a reimagining. Yeah. And it's by TMS Entertainment. Oh, I think Nick said that already. Sorry, my bad. But anyway, the art style is they borrow
kind of mix modern and oldie time.
They mixed modern and a little bit of the original style.
Yeah, like Yuri and the little kid look very 70s.
Here's another thing
But
I'll
then
say too.
Joe looks pretty modern.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, that little kid. Yeah, he looks like.
Yeah, Sachio's a little kid.
Yeah, he looks straight up out of like one of those out of one of those Daft Punk videos
Yeah,
for
like
Interstellar
one of those like Leiji
5555.
Matsumoto things or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Galaxy Express or whatever.
Yeah. Galaxy Express 999. Tell me if you guys agree with this.
I think that's Leiji Matsumoto. I hope I'm right on that.
Tell me if you guys agree with this too. The music selection is very
amazing.
like, yeah, the soundtrack is
great.
fucking amazing. But it's like the way the music is presented in the show is very like Michiko to Hatchin, Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like diegetic. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
No, probably not. But
The music in
it flows with the show. Like
yeah, and the way it's presented during certain situations is what I mean. And also the selection of music. There's a lot of techno funk and techno hip hop in it. It's really cool.
Yeah, I like that better than like the generic idol music that's in every other fucking anime, you know?
Yeah. You definitely get a different feeling when watching this and hearing the music with it. And
it helps build that tension too.
And they do that for the opening and ending as well.
I would
which
have
is
to
fucking
say
awesome.
this is my pick of anime of the season.
This might be my anime of the
Way to
season
spoil
too.
it,
I'm sorry.
Danny. Jeez.
I'm sorry. At least I said it while we were talking about it.
I know what Sam's anime of the season is, but we'll get to that.
Everyone yell at Danny.
Sorry.
Yeah, Danny. Jeez.
So
Way to bury the lead, or not bury the lead. Whatever one is spoiler.
way to bury the poop.
Sorry.
So if you haven't seen Ashita no Joe, you probably don't have to watch it to watch Megalo.
No,
No,
you don't
you
have to
don't.
watch it.
Definitely
Well,
not.
It is a classic though, so you should watch it
but
if you have time to watch 79 episodes.
Yeah.
It
Or
has
you
an
can just read
8.28
it.
on Mel. It's
Or
really
you
high.
can just
So.
read it if you don't want to watch
Yeah.
70s anime.
Shout out to Seneca because she's actually watching Ashita no Joe right now
Woohoo!
while watching Megalo Box.
Oh, nice.
So anyway, watch Megalo Box. It's super
Yeah,
dope.
it's got great animation, great soundtrack.
Oh man,
great
the animation.
everything.
Animation is just tops. I think it's great. Okay.
Yeah,
What else do I
It's
got?
sick.
What else do you got, you guys? What's
we
next?
got Tadakun Wakoi wo Shinai, or Tada Never Falls in Love.
I love this show.
Another
this show is another
rom-com.
This is another really great show.
Titty doesn't fall in love. Here's why it's a great show. Catface Johnson.
Catface Johnson.
Nyanko Big.
Did it?
The main
Okay.
character of the show.
Sam, did you watch episode 3?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think about that one? I bet you loved that one. That one was so great.
It was
That's where the
amazing.
cat was narrating,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
amazing.
that was funny.
I think my favorite part of that episode was when like he sees like two people and they're all like, they say that if a man and a woman stare at each other for 8 seconds, they'll fall in love.
Yeah. It's two cats, and then he panics and jumps in the water, and yeah, it's funny.
So Tada Never Falls in Love is about a guy. He's like a photographer in high school, and he runs into this girl named Teresa Wagner, who's a transfer student from Luxembourg, which is like a small European country. And then
Oh, it's like a tiny European
It's
country.
super
It's
tiny.
Yeah.
like it's annoyingly small. Fuck Luxembourg, dude. Get
yeah,
bigger.
it's
How about
like
you get bigger, and then you can be a country,
it's
real
like
one.
it's like a Princess Diary situation where like Genovia is like a really small European country between this country and this country.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Save it for the Princess Diary podcast.
I love that movie. Shut up. Anyway, it's a romance, and this is an original. It's not adapting from anything. It's by Studio Dogo Kobo, and I think it's great.
It is great.
Animation's really
It's
great.
Awesome.
It's not the way it. This is the way it's executing the way it's building up the romance so far. Is how like Orange should have done it, and other boring romances, they should like all follow this example because it's funny. There's other people involved. There's the setting is really nice. You know, you're in that you're in Tada Mitsuyoshi's cafe, his grandfather's cafe, half the time. There's other outside forces that are kind of into play. Like Teresa's a really big fan of this old Japanese movie called Rainbow Shogun.
Rainbow Shogun.
Oh yeah, Rainbow Shogun.
Rainbow Shogun.
That's the only thing I put in my notes.
Then there's
State one color of the rainbow. Wrong. It's rainbow. And he
Yeah,
just fucking
yeah.
kills him.
It's blue.
He's like,
wrong. It's rainbow is rainbow.
Yeah. The color of the rainbow is rainbow. But
oh my god.
Then there's also Nyanko Big, which is like he's the cat he sits in the cafe. And he's Catface Johnson.
I love him. I love it when he attacks.
He always attacks the one guy.
Yeah, I love it when he attacks Mitsuyoshi's childhood friend, and Mitsuyoshi just like starts taking pictures and the cat has its own like blog and stuff.
Yeah, that's like they have like he has like his own story on a blog where the cat is like
the Instagram or whatever.
It's funny. It's really funny.
Gram.
The gram.
So this is like, look, honestly, for me, this is like another generic rom-com, but this is kind of how you should do it, right?
This is a rom-com done right.
It's pretty generic. Let's be fucking honest. It is
generic,
Doga
but it's
Kobo,
done right.
the ultimate slice of life anime studio, has done it again. So good job. Yeah, I think it's a fine show. I'm going to give it an average or maybe slightly above average rating, but that's what it's supposed to be.
There's something about, but there's also the reason why I like it though better than like, Wotaku or the next show we're talking about is that there's something about Teresa.
Yeah.
And there's something about her and there's something about why she's there, and I want to find out what that is. So that's why I'm like into it. Plus the animation is like really good. Why you gonna spoil shit, dude? Spoilerinos. Spoilerinos.
All right, so let's move on. We got to keep rolling here. So we have 3D Kanojo, Real Girl. Did anybody get to that one? I did not.
I watched the first two.
You did get to it?
Yes. I think it's dumb.
Any lightning round thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm just really sick of these romance shows where the guy is a virgin and he's oblivious to hot, beautiful, attractive women making moves and sending hints. And it's like, he would rather do his nerdy bullshit crap. And it's like, are you fucking stupid? Like, you are so out of touch with your own dick.
Like, that sounds like Hero.
It's just...
I take every chance I get to shit on that guy.
It's...
oh, man.
No, but you're wrong. You're not wrong, though. Like, it's so stupid. Like, I'm so sick of seeing these kind of animes.
Yeah. At least Hero has an excuse. He got like literally brainwashed. So
it's clearly written by some dude who's got some like outlandish fantasy. That's
well, no. The idea is you got to keep the waifu pure. She's like an idol. If the guy fucks her, then she's a slut, and then suddenly you can't touch her. That's gross, dude.
That's exactly what's wrong with like this anime. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
no, I mean that's like the idea though, for real.
No,
like,
I know, and that's why I think it's stupid because. I don't know. Yeah, good luck, dude. Good luck, guy.
I agree. It's dumb. All right, next one. This is a good show. Studio Feel, Hinamatsuri.
This is my husbando.
Oh, my God. I love when there's the Dandere character as one of the mains. This is my shit. So, basically, this show is... It's like this sci-fi sign-in comedy. Basically, look, you got this Yakuza guy... And this strange alien little object like falls into his room, and it's this girl in a pod, and he like presses the button, and she poofs out, and it's like she poops out too. No, and she's like this. She's just like this deadpan girl, and she has these superpowers. She's like a psychic or whatever.
She has psychokinetic powers, yeah.
And then eventually there's a second girl who has powers too, and they meet up with each other because like the second girl's trying to capture the first girl because they're aliens. They got to bring her back, or she's trying to kill her.
No, she's trying to defeat her.
Well, she's supposed to kill her and like show proof, and then she fakes her death, and then she stays there, and she's like stealing stuff, and it's just like a funny show, like because the alien girl makes her home with the Yakuza guy, and there's like all these like he has to go on a mission, and she helps him on the mission. She like just psychically beats like everybody in an entire building, and it's like the funniest fucking shit. So. Yeah, that's like the basic idea.
Well, and it's cool too, like because at the end of the first episode, he has to go kill the guy, and because he's like his boss was like, "Oh, you're supposed to be doing my shit because we're the mob," and then she's like, "Do you want me to go kill that guy for you?" And he's like, "What? It's not your problem."
Yeah.
And she's like, "In my old world, all I did was take orders and do what everybody told me." So she did it willingly, and it was kind of like this nice moment. It was like, "Oh, like." She was
and it was so funny because like when she like went into the
it's so touching
when
that she killed
went
a guy.
When she went into the building and everything, like he was all like no, like that slow-mo kind of thing.
Yeah, Hina.
Yeah. And he's all like, no, you don't have to
That's the
do
name of the
that.
show.
And then all of a sudden, you know, like all of a sudden you just see bodies and like furniture flying out the windows.
Yeah. And she's like, this is the boss guy, right? And he's like, yeah.
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 Then he goes back to his boss and he's like, I didn't know you were that good at fighting.
Yeah. He's like, dude, you're a god.
Yeah. So
But,
like basically the whole show is like hijinks between them. Like he's learning to love as a father and she's learning to be a daughter. And
and they
So,
go
like,
out
she
and
meets
they
up
go
with-
out to girly clubs together.
oh my god, yeah, they go to like this. I don't know the other word for a girly club. It's like a cocktail club or something, or like I don't know the other word for it, but
A brothel.
It's
Let's
funny.
just call it a brothel. 'Cause that's
yeah,
what
strip
it
club,
is.
whatever.
Yeah.
And like she's using her powers to pour
The
this
champagne.
like the champagne pyramid
Yeah.
and stuff,
And they're all like, whoa,
My-
that's
my
so
favorite
cool.
part-
How are you doing this? And then they're like celebrating. They're like throwing her up in the air and stuff.
my favorite part and how I got into the show is somebody posted a little video of Hina versus Anzu, the two psychic girls, in like rock paper scissors.
That was, that.
It was so
That's
funny,
my
like the
favorite.
way that Hina's face was like flapping in the wind because she's trying to use her psychic powers on her.
Yeah.
And Nita's just like standing there laughing.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and he like tells he's like trying to
Be all
what's
serious.
the word? He's trying to egg them on a little bit because
Yeah.
it's funny. But yeah, I mean, it's just a fun show. Like I don't know.
Hinamatsuri Studio Feel. It's got 7.95 on Mal. So, and the animation's really good.
Mm-hmm.
The animation's actually really solid. So
Yeah, so dude,
excuse
got
me,
the
my nose
deadpan,
is-
the deadpan girl. He knows the deadpan.
Yeah, that's the only reason Nick's
all I
watching
need to
it.
give it a
That
10 out of 10.
deadpan face lolly is what he's watching it for.
Deadpan lolly. That is the ultimate character archetype. Prove me wrong.
Change my mind.
Changed
Yeah.
my mind.
Yeah, changed my mind. I'm just sitting at a fucking table.
Put your face on that meme, and then you do that thing.
Oh my god, I'm so
Make it-
gonna
make-
do it. I'm so gonna
make
do
that
it.
meme.
I'm so gonna
Make
Do
that
it.
meme and tweet it.
All right, so next show, Devil's Line. Did anybody get to this one?
Nope.
No, I did not.
I want to.
All right, it has a 6.4 on Mel. It is
Some
okay. We'll
vampire
get to
shit.
it. Perhaps we'll talk about it in the mid-season. Otherwise, we're skipping over now. Maho Shoujo Site. Anybody get to this
Nope.
one?
Nope, I
It's
did
on my
not get
plan.
to this one
It's
either.
on my plan though.
Okay, we might have impressions on the middle one. All right, Golden Kamuy from Geno Studio.
This one is
We've
hilarious.
watched this
I know
one.
it's
This
an
one's awesome.
I know it's an action one and like an action adventure one, but it has like a good amount of comedy in it.
Yeah, so this one is a historical fiction, and it takes place in Hokkaido after the Russo-Japanese War of the Meiji era. And it follows this soldier who, like, his, like, contract, like, was up, so he left. And then he's, like, doing shit. And this dude tells him, hey, look at all these tattoos on my fucking body. If you put my tattoos with other dudes'
Well,
tattoos
no,
on
he
their
didn't
bodies...
know. He didn't know that old man was part of that map. He was telling him like the quote unquote tale of how like this criminal hid all his gold in like Hokkaido and everything, and in order, he didn't really tell anyone about the treasure, so because he didn't have
that's
time
right.
because he went to prison. So what he did was he tattooed the coordinates to where the gold is on prisoners. So, and they
Yeah.
pretty much told the
Oh,
prisoners.
that's what all the tattoos
yeah,
are.
and he
Got
pretty
it.
much told the prisoners, if you can find my gold, you can split it. But it didn't end up like becoming that way because like the guards and stuff from the prison found out about it, so they took all the prisoners that had the tattoos on them, but then like it went bad because like the criminals that were on that wagon kind of like killed all the guards, so like they kind of spread out along in the northern lands
Yeah.
of Hokkaido. So
So they have to round up the pieces of the map.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
and get that stash.
So the main character is Sugimoto the Immortal. They call him that because he was like a hardcore fighter in the war. He runs into an Ainu girl, and the Ainu people are basically like, they're like the Native Americans in the U.S.
Yeah, they're
in
like
Hokkaido.
the Inuits or Eskimos or whatever.
Yep, they're indigenous.
I don't know if it's offensive to say Eskimo, but whatever.
And also Ainu people are not only made up of Japanese people, but also some Russian people too. So,
Russia has like a thing with Japan. So
yeah. So, she's like really good at hunting and surviving in like the outside, you know. So it's in the winter time, and they get attacked by barefaced Johnsons. And
oh my god, did you guys see that bear?
So like at first I was kind of
funny.
mad because I was like, okay, you can't kill barefaced Johnson because everyone knows that bears are my favorite animal.
But it's not. It's a fucking Robo Chuck E. Cheese bear.
Yeah, they're so poorly CG'd that I don't care.
Except for the little cubs. The little cubs are so cute.
Yeah, the little barefaced Johnson.
When they animate them up close, when they choose not to cheap out and do the CG, then it looks fine. But
and I'm not gonna lie to you,
it's so funny looking.
I'm not gonna lie to you. There are some parts of just like the regular animation between the characters where it gets a little rough.
Yeah.
But I don't. There's something about it's like the Revenant kind of. They're surviving out in the wild in the cold, and they're hunting. There's other soldiers looking for these maps. There's other assholes looking for these maps. So they're like fighting them too. You know.
I think it's pretty good.
I don't know. I want to keep watching. I think it's gonna be cool in the end.
Yeah, it's cool. It's moving along.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and then there's the part in episode 3 where
they're
eating. Yeah. That's when I started watching. They're eating a bunny because they found a bunny and hunted a bunny, and he's like, "Oh man, we should put miso in this." And she's like, "What's miso?" Because she doesn't know what miso is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's like,
"Just water."
No, miso is it's a paste. It comes from a bean, I think, and you put it in soup, miso soup.
I thought miso meant water. All right.
No,
whatever.
it's miso. No. So anyway, he's a lot of soldiers, they carried that in the war. They had a little thing of miso
so they
to put in
can
water.
like flavor their food and stuff.
Yeah. So he pulls out his little tin of miso and puts it in the soup she made with the bunny meatballs in it.
And she was all like,
he's like, "That's poop." And he's like, "No, it's not poop."
Oh no, like
he's like, "Why are you trying to feed me poop?"
Osamo or something like that. Osamo.
Yeah,
and he's all like, "What's
Osamo?" Yeah.
Osamo, and she's all like, "It's poop." She like freaked out and stuff. And he's all like, "This is not poop." She's like, "That's poop. I will not eat that."
Wait, did he actually eat poop?
No,
it's miso.
It's miso. It's
okay,
the
okay.
paste.
But she's like, "Why are you eating poop?" And he's like, "It's not poop.
Yeah.
Like, try it." And so like he told her
right?
like 3 times that it's not poop, and he puts it in his soup and he eats it. It's like, "Oh man, that's good."
Yeah.
And then in her mind she goes, "Man, I can't believe you just ate poop."
Well, the funny thing is, every kid in her village is named after like poop.
Well, no, they're the village, like the village children.
It's to ward off diseases.
Yeah, it's to ward off like evil
demons.
spirits and everything. So they give them insulting names.
And then they rename them when they're older.
Yeah, when they get old
so
enough.
we gotta move on here. Golden Kamuy, you all seem to like it. Continue watching. All right. Sorry, we just gotta keep. We got
a lot
going.
of shit going on.
Maho Shoujo Ore, Magical
Amazing.
Girl Ore.
I think this is hilarious.
This is like a spoof on Magical Girls.
Total spoof.
Where
it's a spoof on Magical Girls and idols, like idol shows.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because her little like fairy demon thing that every Magical Girl has is a producer.
Yeah.
It's just a guy.
Yeah.
And he turns into a little fairy, and he's got like the glasses and like the gruff voice. So like basically this girl, she's like a newbie idol, blah blah blah. She's trying to be a magical girl. Wasn't her mom like an old magical girl? And like
her predecessor.
She's like, "Oh, I throw up my back. Now you got to do it."
Yeah.
And so then but when she transforms into a magical girl, it's actually a magical boy. She turns into a boy.
A big masculine boy.
Yeah, she instead of using magic, she just beats the fuck out of the monster.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was a
Yakuza
guy.
Yeah, I love it when her friend finally transforms. My waifu, Sayuko.
Is that who your wife?
Sakuya.
Oh, was that episode 3? Because I didn't get that one.
It was the end. of episode 2, where she finally where she transformed.
The dark-haired, the black-haired girl.
Yeah, her friend. So it was like closer to the end of episode 2, and then episode 3 like was kind of like a flashback kind of thing, because how Sayuko transformed is because she's in love with Saki. So, and like that's like her power, her power up kind of, and that's the same thing. That's the same thing with Saki. Like Saki, since she has feelings for Sayuko's brother, like that's how she gets her strength, because she's in love with Mohiro.
And is he gay? Or did I miss something
I
there?
think he's kind of...
Because he sees the boy, he's like blushing.
He's sort of like kind of in the closet, I guess, but not really. But they don't really say that, like, it's obviously...
We'll find out.
It's pretty obvious, because like he like blushes every time like he gets saved and everything. And in like episode 4, where like Saki saved him again and everything, and Mohiro like quickly ran over to Saki and like held her hand and stuff, and like he wasn't really saying anything. There was just like subtitles like, "Oh, you saved me not once but twice," and like, you know, he's like thanking her and everything. And all like the press is all like, oh, like they have no clue that like clearly he's kind of in love with the male version of Saki, and the press is all like, oh, did this magical girl save you, blah blah blah, and like, you know, you see Mohiro like quickly like nod his head and stuff because he hasn't spoken. So it's pretty hilarious. I think Zanzor is for making me watch this, because she's all like, have you seen this yet? I'm like, no. And she's like, you have to watch it.
She was hype about this like a month ago.
Yeah, she was so hyped about this. And then she DM'd me. She's all like, this is my anime of the season. I'm like, this is so funny. Okay.
I like there's a lot of anime that fit everybody this season.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could have a different anime this season. That's good.
Yeah, this is a good... So far, I think it's a great spring season.
I think it was a very funny show. I liked a couple of little jokes in the first few episodes, so... Like when she, instead of running with toast in her mouth, she's running with a giant plate of pancakes.
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff. That's
so unnecessary, but it's funny, so you don't care. Like it's like.
So moving on, Caligula. Anybody get to this one?
This is fucking weird.
Yes.
I watched one episode and I'm just all like, what is this?
It's
what is this crap?
Not sure why it was on my list.
It's like The Matrix.
It's just like a supernatural show.
This shit is weird. I don't know if I'm going to continue watching it.
It's got like these philosophy 101 memes and like...
It's definitely way too ambitious. They're trying a little too hard. It's
fucking funny though. Like there's like this silver-haired guy with a giant fucking comical gun.
whole thing in episode 1, that whole thing with the whole graduation thing, and it kind of like went back in... went back a couple of seconds to that, and then all of a sudden all the students are like attacked by like these weird things, because that like I don't know what that idol is called, but like every time she sung, it's like
Mew. I think.
She like
the letter.
Her name is
like
Mew,
the math symbol or whatever that is.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like that like white-haired guy all of a sudden had like this mechanical machine gun attached to his arm, and I'm just like, what is this?
Yeah, it's kind of like a shitty Symphogear, the show.
Definitely.
I would just say watch Symphogear. It does have a little lolly fairy, which I enjoy. That's the best part of the show. But yeah.
And also, the presentation has these weird glitchy things, and I think it's supposed to mean something, but it's not really telling me anything, so it's kind of stupid. But anyway.
Yeah, there's like inconsistencies with the world and like time stops and stuff
well,
like
the
that.
The adaptation is a game, so it kind of makes sense.
Right. The
game
probably makes more sense.
No wonder.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I might be dropping that one. That's fine.
I'm probably gonna be dropping it.
Anyway, Comic Girls. Anybody watch this?
I haven't gone to it
No,
yet.
I wanted to because I wanted to
talk
because
about next time.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next time. But if it's anything like Comic Party, I'll probably like it.
Yeah, me too.
And another one we'll talk about next time. Full Metal Panic: Invisible Victory. This one I'm super excited for because like Full Metal Panic is basically a classic, and I watched all of it and I love it. I'm just kind of waiting for the dub. I know there is supposed to be an English dub coming out. I don't know exactly when, but
you waiting for the jub?
Yeah. I think it would be on Funimation. I'm not sure.
Licensor is Funimation.
Yep. So hopefully they get the same actors, or at least most.
I
of the
hope
same ones.
so, because that would be pretty awesome.
They were really
After
good.
15 years later, they got the same cast. So
yeah, Sosuke Sagara's voice actor was really great in the first seasons.
The original Full Metal Panic, ADV Films had it for the dub. So
yeah, so I don't know. I mean, hopefully. Anyway, speaking of dubs, fucking Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
DA New Thesis, which is the new Thesis.
Yeah, the new Thesis. So this is a remake or a reboot. It's not a remake. It's a reboot of the 1988. It's like a 10-year span of Legend of the Galactic Heroes. The original one, which went from 1988 to 1997. It was a giant 110 episode OVA, super classic, one of the best anime ever made. And this one's getting the dub. The old one never got the dub because there's like literally like hundreds of speaking roles in the original. I'm not exaggerating. There's a lot of characters. So like what the fuck were they thinking with these castings here? They put Ian Sinclair as oh no, not Ian Sinclair. No, yeah, they did. Ian Sinclair is Yang Wenli, and they have the guy Leon from Kekai Sensen as Reinhardt.
no,
The guy who played Leon is doing Reinhardt, the special eyes boy. He has the same voice as Reinhardt. They announced the dub
It's
cast.
the kid from who did Al from Full Metal.
Why isn't this loading?
Alphonse.
I have it loading up my page. I have the ANN. There's an Anime News Network post where they did the dubcast reveal. They have a whole list. Basically, Yang and Reinhardt's actors are like horribly miscast. They should never have. Like, these guys are, they're fine English voice actors, but it's like what the fuck? Find somebody who fits that character. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so Aaron Dismuke is Reinhardt.
Yeah, that's Al from Full Metal.
And I'm like, yeah, well, I think he also did Kekai Sensen. But anyway, I think so. It sounds exactly the same if he didn't.
Well, his voice did get really deeper as he got older, so.
Did they change? Yeah, he did. He did Leonardo in that. But anyway, yeah, okay. So like anyway, the besides the dub, which I really like, they totally ruined it with that. The sub is fine. Like it's not the same. Did you guys get a chance to watch this?
Yes.
You already know my thing. Like, I can't. Okay.
You're just gonna watch
the
the
thing.
dub.
Okay, the thing with
Oh,
this
boy.
type of with shows that involve military, sci-fi, space, politics, it's so hard for me to follow because there's just they talk about big ass words and machines and stuff like that, and it just hurts my brain, and it's really hard for me to follow. So
Well, get good, Danny.
I'm sorry,
Come on.
but my brain just doesn't work that way. So
and I'm gonna piggyback off of Danny here. I'm just really not into space operas like this.
Really?
I can't do
You only like Catface Johnson.
Okay, first of all, there's no
I'm just
Bareface or Catface Johnson in it, so it's like, what am I watching?
Spoilers, there will never be.
No. So what I'm trying to say is that for me, it's just boring. I'm not gonna sit through 5 minutes every other 10 minutes of two people talking about whether they should engage this or engage that because of so-and-so didn't approve whatever to go shoot some other guy, whatever, in their ship. I'm just not about that kind of stuff.
Well, that's not... Okay, so that's part of Legend of the Galactic Heroes, but it's not, like, the main themes.
I mean, that was like almost all the first episode, so I was just like,
yeah. So like that's the hook though. They're hooking you in with these battles, and we don't actually know for sure how long the new reboot's gonna go, but the original was like super long. So like there's a lot of story to cover, and like the main themes are basically dealing with like this imperial faction versus this democratic republic. And then there's also a third faction, which is like kind of this that plays against both sides. So you have Hinamatsuri planet, and then you have the imperial planets, and like and then the Fezon is the one in the middle. And then there's Isolone Fortress. So there's like those four main things. They're all kind of jousting against each other, and like basically it's like these different versions of running a government. Which one, what are the strengths and weaknesses of both of them, and like, what is it to be like honorable on the battlefield and all that stuff, and like how to rise up the ranks and all that. And it's like there's a ton of stuff going on. There's like a shitload of themes. So
no, I know
I didn't do a great job of explaining it, but I mean the first episodes are just are getting you into it. So
no, I know. But so what I'm saying is, so what I read today was, this is called the New Thesis Encounter, and that's 12 episodes. And then the second season is the New Thesis Stellar War, which is going to be 3 animated films equivalent to 12 episodes. The first 12 episodes take place in the Universal Calendar 796, and then the movies, I think, take place in like right before the Imperial Calendar, is what I read. So obviously the original OVA, the 110 episode, it spanned, all across that whole shebang. But like, I don't know. This is just a personal thing for me. So I mean,
it's a really dense series. So like, it'd probably be better to wait for it for you guys. Maybe if you want to watch it, the week to week thing is maybe not the best because there's a lot to keep track of. They do like the nameplate thing over like the new characters. Like every new character, it's like they're not gonna just introduce themselves, so they just do it's like this is Admiral Meerkats. Like they're not gonna like say, hey, it's Admiral Meerkats. Like they're
right.
But yeah, like it's like it's a really good show. Like the original is like basically a masterpiece, or like borderline anyway. So like basically, real quick before I move on, I don't want to like spend all the time on it. The two main complaints for this one were the use of CG, and then also the main one was the character designs. They changed a bunch of them. Well, they changed basically all of them to be more modernized and be like kind of like a boy band for like Reinhardt and Yang and them and Kirchi Ice. They look like almost too pretty because in the original they had more average looking features for humans and stuff, and it was they had more a little more moxie to them, and especially Oberstein, he's another big character. He looked like super creepy in the original, and it was perfect. And then in this one, he looks too handsome, and it's like people have issues with that.
I don't like it. It's too handsome.
But they're like, we got to appeal to Fujoshis, or else we're just burning money. So it's like, got to do the new character designs, and I don't know. It's just. I wish they would have kept more of the original designs, but I understand why they did it. And then real quick before we move on, there's a really cool YouTube video by this guy called Grex that we can post in the show notes. He does a comparison between the remake and the original, and it's like really cool. So we'll link it. Sorry, so we'll move on. I just spent too much time on this one. It's a really good anime. Watch the original.
All Nick talks about is this Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Is great. Save for the Legend of the Galactic Heroes podcast. Jeez.
Oh my god, that would require like a bunch of podcasts. That'd be like a 3-hour podcast.
Anyway, moving on.
Next, I have not even heard of this. Holy shit.
Saturday Sumibito Waru do Oduru. I didn't watch it because it looks generic as fuck.
Or
Dances with the Dragons.
Yeah, Dances with the Dragons.
It's got 5.68 on Mount. Hot guy with the abnormally large weapon, the anime.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, okay. We haven't watched it. We'll skip it. Fuck it. Okay, anybody see Kukurio no Yadomash Meshi?
Not yet. I want to.
Is this a sequel?
No, this is not a sequel. It's based on a novel.
Oh, okay. Why don't I have this on my list? All right, we'll just add that. Okay. Anyway, next, as I do some housekeeping in the middle of the podcast.
It's all good.
Aw.
Uma Musume Pretty Derby, the horsey girl anime. Danny's not excited.
This was a little weird.
This was like no. I already dropped it and I already rated it. This
There you go.
This anime, this show is dumb.
This is cancer for Danny.
It's super dumb. Like,
well, Danny was talking to me about it earlier today when we were watching stuff, and I watched a little bit of it, and I was like, I'm good. Like, it just was really weird.
Even for me, I'm just like,
it was so bad.
I'll pass.
Like, and I didn't even think that it was gonna be like that because it said derby. So in my head, I was kind of thinking of like, women's roller derby. So,
no, they're horses, Danny.
Well,
they're horse girls. Yeah.
clearly, I didn't read the description of it because I thought it was gonna be something cool like roller derbies because it's sports and stuff. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll give this a shot. And then I fucking watched the first episode. I'm like, what is this shit? This is too. I can't watch this. This is too furry.
It's like every sports trope. Yeah, it's like
but
every
they're not even
sports
that
trope.
like
The
they're not even that like animalistic though. They just have the ears.
They have the ears and the tail. That's it.
And
they're
tail,
really
yeah.
fast.
And the rest of them is just
It's like
just
level
girl.
2 furry, basically.
Yeah, it's like not even that.
And not only that, they're idols as well, which is even worse.
Get out of here.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I think I blocked that out.
Which is even worse. I could not.
I might meme watch this just to, just
meme
to
watch
see.
it, yeah.
There
you
you
go.
Okay,
know
well-
what? I don't know if I'll actually do it, but I'll probably meme watch it with you. Just so that I can shit
I don't know.
on this thing.
It's like so generic though. That's my only thing. Is like,
Yeah.
oh my god, is this
Yeah.
gonna be the exact same thing as I think it's gonna be?
It's so bad.
I don't know.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
well,
not really about it.
we'll find out on the next installment of this whether we kept up with it. Okay, so we have Piano no Mori.
Oh, this one is good. I like this one.
It's a worse animated Your Lie in April.
I don't know. I actually
It's the doll people playing piano.
I like the animation. I think it's
Oh no, Danny! It's terrible
don't
animation,
know.
but it's a cool story. I mean, it's good.
I like the story of it and everything. It's definitely. I mean, I'm not really that shitting on Your Lie in April, but I think the story for this piano one, is kind of better than Your Lie.
Oh no way!
I think so.
Oh my god!
That's just me. You don't have.
I'm the only one on this cast who likes Your Lie in April. You guys just.
I mean,
just
No,
don't
Your Lie in April
understand
wasn't
art.
bad.
It wasn't bad. It's just that, again, it was like another Quokka thing with him and Your Name because that's all
Okay,
fucking
yeah, the
Quokka
hype.
talked about was Your Lie in April.
Well, let's talk about Piano no Mori because I derailed us. So this is about two boys. One boy is a forest crazy guy, and the other one's like an upstanding little gentleman.
He's a transfer student from Tokyo.
And I didn't even know this. The main boy Kai, his mother is a prostitute. All right, cool. And he plays on this forest piano that's like really hard to press the keys, but then he has to stop doing that because that piano's gonna fuck him up. So then they both enter this competition, and that's about as far as they've gotten so far. They're doing a piano competition.
Yeah, they pretty much
And
went.
they're trying to learn piano.
So, like in the first episode when it began, it's Kai as I believe as like a teenager, I assume maybe, or like a young adult, and then as soon as like he starts playing, it kind of like does like a flashback to where like he started playing the piano and like how he met his rival and everything like that. So I'm liking it, and I kind of want to keep watching it and see what happens.
Yeah,
So.
I like how his friend, the preppy boy, was like he told him to his face. He's like, if I fucking catch you not trying, then we're done, bitch.
Oh yeah.
He didn't say it like that, but
along the lines,
I like
it was
that,
pretty
though.
much like that.
I mean, yeah, if you're in a competition, you should go all out. Don't don't hold back for your friend. Which actually, okay, I won't mention it. Nobody take a drink. I was gonna mention the sports anime that I always mention.
Oh God.
But I won't.
No,
so
don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay. Speaking of sports anime, Captain Tsubasa 2018. So this is like a famous anime from the 70s, I think.
Yeah.
That's getting rebooted. And
no, it's based on a It's
just a reboot basically. Holy shit, the original had 128 episodes.
It's from the 80s.
Oh, it's from the 80s. Yep, sorry.
It's a soccer anime, and that was based on a manga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have not started this yet. I might.
Wow, you're gonna watch a sports anime? All right, I gotta.
David Production. They did. Didn't they do JoJo's?
I'm putting this as my plan because if Nick is gonna watch a sports anime, then I have to watch it.
They did.
Well, only because they did JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Danny. I gotta give a little respect to the studio.
Oh, wow. Okay, sure.
Yeah, they did JoJo's. Yeah.
And the greatest anime of all time, Neptunia.
God.
All right.
They did that
okay,
one.
buddy. Whatever you say.
I just compare every sports anime to the redacted anime that I always mention, so
Okay.
nothing will ever be as good as that one. Okay, I don't know why this is on here. FLC Alternative.
I don't know.
Because
is
they're
actually
they're
a fall anime.
Because they're previewing it at a screening somewhere.
No, because it had one episode preview. That was it. But
It said
the
episode-
show doesn't start until
Right.
later
so
on.
if you read the description here on Mal,
Yeah.
it says episode will be previewed at screening at blank
on blank. Yeah.
on blank. So that's
Okay.
why it's fucking Mal being stupid. I hate it when they do that shit.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's like how they did with Violet Evergarden. They put it like a season too early.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So okay, look, let's just scroll past the rest of these. Did we watch any of the rest of these shits? There's a bunch of things.
Hisone to Masotan
Oh.
is down here.
Okay.
Dragon Face Johnson.
So why? This is like literally the best produced anime of the entire season.
This is
maybe.
my waifu and
Studio Bones.
potentially my anime of the season.
Yeah, but it's on Netflix. It's being held hostage. That's why it's so low on the population chart on Mal.
Right.
Basically, it's this JSDF or self-defense force girl, and she's conscripted into piloting this dragon that the SDF has, and the dragon transforms into like a fighter jet. I don't know. I'm not a military person.
So
I don't know
they put a
terms.
fighter jet parts on the dragon, and then
Yeah.
it can transform into the. Yeah.
It does like the Macross thing where it's just like transforms into the jet. Yeah.
But basically, what they're called organic.
The OTF.
Yeah,
that's
the
what it's
OTF.
called.
Yeah, organic something fighter. Yeah. An organic
And,
plane.
Yeah, and it's like, so the reason the show is good is because like the main character, she has like a really unique personality, where she kind of always speaks her mind. She's really kind of like manic and crazy, and
But
like,
she does it quietly and like.
and people are like,
asked-
"Wait, did you just say something?" She's
right?
like,
Yeah. She's got anxiety a little bit. And it's the style is very bold. The art style is really bold and colored, with 1 to 3 shades at a time.
it has a lot of
but the-
simplicity.
Yeah, but the reason why the show is good, like Nick said, is
Studio Bones. That's why it's good, dude.
Yeah.
Do they ever make bad shows? They do.
I
but yeah,
I don't know. So far not to me, but if I
Did
click on their
I think
Mal
they
page,
did Concrete Revolution. I'm pretty sure.
they did do Concrete Revolution.
That's like their one bad mark in recent history, honestly.
Yeah, I wish that because I got hyped for that one too.
I'm scrolling through and like, holy shit, like almost everything I see is really good. Anyway,
but yeah,
sorry, continue.
Hisone to Masotan is Masotan is the name of the dragon. Hisone is the main character, and she's the first couple episodes. They're trying to get her to figure out to make the connection with the dragon. It's kind of like how Shinji has to make a connection with Ava 1 in that sense, except obviously the dragon's more like a pet, like
Also, the dragon is not spoiler. I won't say it. Never mind.
Don't say anything, man. Don't say shit.
Dude. But this is like a really cute show, though. Like, that's the thing. Studio Bones, like, this is carried by the animation. Like, look, if this show had, like, average animation, like if Doga Kobo did it or something, it wouldn't be as good. But that's why anime is like a visual, you know, it's got to be visually impressive, and that adds a lot to it, right?
Agree. Because,
like, the story itself is not, like, super groundbreaking. She's, you know, just trying to find her way in the self-defense force, and she has, like, this delinquent roommate who's, like, also trying to be a dragon pilot. There's, like, a bunch of other dragon pilots, basically, and they're all women. And it hasn't gotten that far in the story yet.
It only has 2
we'll all
episodes
see once
out.
Netflix releases it.
It
Yeah,
came
and they're
out
not.
pretty
And the
late.
thing is, they're not even technically out if you live in the U.S. So it's all going to be released on Netflix, hopefully right after the season ends. So
I'm most likely going to put this show on hold until it's on Netflix, like I did with Violet Evergarden.
yeah,
Most
that's
likely.
fine. It's just like super, super well produced, and it has like some charming characters, and that's why it's awesome. Yeah.
Also, for those who I might be dating myself, but it kind of reminds me of Panzer Dragoon. If you've ever heard of Panzer Dragoon, it's like a Saturn game, and you ride on top of a dragon and you shoot bitches.
Kind of.
There was an
yeah.
anime.
I've heard of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
There was an anime too of it.
I like how
Anyway,
the dragon eats her and then throws her up. That's like always really funny.
That's how you pilot it. You just
No, I
sit in
know.
the belly. But
It
yeah,
eats her because she smells nice.
I'm telling you guys, give that a watch for sure. Anyway, Hisone to Masotan. That might be my anime this season. Just saying.
All right, so then we got a couple. Alice haven't seen it. GGG Kitaro haven't seen it. Oh, Amanchu Advance. So really quick, Amanchu is made by the same people who made Aria, the GOAT Iyashike anime, and Amanchu is also very good. It's not as good as Aria, but it's like if you want Iyashike, if you like Flying Witch or Your Camp, then definitely watch Amanchu, and then eventually get to Aria, which is the pinnacle. And you know, it's a fun fucking show. Like they're, you know, just living their little pleasant lives, and it's good. So yeah, that's all I got to say about Amanchu right now. And then we have a bunch more stuff. Do we have anything else that you guys want to mention before?
Yeah,
Cutie Honey
Universe is really bad. If you don't have any idea what Cutie Honey is, this is supposed to be like a 50th anniversary, not 50th anniversary, but this is supposed to technically be like an anniversary project, kind of like Megalo Box and all that. And it just kind of throws you right in, and you don't really, it doesn't explain shit.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know.
I was kind of
you don't know-
confused a little bit for the first episode. I was like, whoa, they really just, you know, throw you right in there. And then
Right,
all
so,
of a
like, you
sudden,
don't-
like, episode 2 comes out, and then it's like an automatic flashback.
Yeah.
And then,
So
yeah.
you don't know who Panther Claw is. You don't know who Seiji Hayami is, or you don't really know that Honey Kisaragi can transform into like all these different personas. The first transformation she does in the series is Hurricane Honey, and that's not even the main one. So like it's confusing to people if you don't know anything about Cutie Honey or seen Cutie Honey before this. It's just not a good way to get new people into Cutie Honey, and it should be. You know what I mean? But it's not. So I don't have anything else. And they didn't even use the theme song. Like, you use the main Cutie Honey theme song for literally every other iteration of Cutie Honey, and you decided for...
Yeah,
for some
I don't know why
fucking
they
dumb-
changed that. I guess they wanted to let people know this is the bad one.
Yeah.
It's the canary in the
Might
coal
be.
mine again.
Yeah, so that's all I have to say about it. I'm not going to watch
It has like this monster of the week thing. I don't know, like all these go to guy things. Like they start like, you know, the magical girl stuff, the super serious Devilman stuff. So like they started out, but it always gets perfected later on, right? Like with Cutie Honey, it was done better with later shows, right? Like Kill la Kill and Sailor Moon and all that shit, right? So I don't know why we're watching Go to Guy stuff unless you're like a historian.
Right, and I love Go Nagai, okay? When we did the Devilman Crybaby episode, I talked about it a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, even Devilman has been done better with other shows.
Devilman Crybaby is really good. They should have done it like that, but they didn't. So, anyway.
Yeah, and I would argue the only reason Crybaby is that good is because of Masaki Yuasa, who directed it. So
100%, yeah. Because he knows not to fuck around. That's why. People are stupid nowadays. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's about it. There are fucking infinity shows this season.
There's a lot of shows this season.
I counted. There's like 60.
Yeah, this
I do have to say,
it's ridiculous.
I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this, but it's about one of the shows that I'm currently watching. It's about this little tea shop with like 4 men, and they like make like really good sweets and stuff like that. So
Rokuhoudou, Biyori.
Yes, with another cat, Face Johnson, and I.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one.
I only watched one episode, and I mean, after that one episode, I kind of fell in love with it. So I'm really excited about it.
Studio Zexus.
Yeah, so that's just like my little shout out. But yeah. So and that reboot of Fist of the North Star, I'm kind of watching.
I'm not watching that.
I have not heard good things about
that
one.
It's not.
Dude.
Oh boy,
it's cracked up to be. It's CG, which is.
I would just watch the original.
I've seen the original, so like I kind of. This is like the like. What would you call it?
It is one of the lowest scores out of any of these shows.
His like spouse, not spouse.
Partner?
No. Like his son or whatever. Like, I can't think of it.
Kohai.
Yeah.
Senpai Kohai.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird. It's not like Fist of the North Star. It's called like Fist of the Blue Sky.
It's Fist of the Blue Sky.
Fist of the Blue Sky.
It's supposed to be a 35th anniversary project as well. Basically, in short, this is Berserk 2016 to the original Berserk.
It has the lowest score of any of like the regular shows for this season.
It's
5.15.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
so probably don't watch it unless you want to gouge your eyes out.
So I know this episode was super long. You know, our first impressions always got a little bit.
Don't blame us. Blame Japan for having infinity anime.
Well, you can kind of blame Nick if you want to. But either way, you know, Danny, if you want to take us out of here.
I kind of was not expecting that. I completely forgot. Yeah.
You want me to take us out of here?
Yeah, take us out of here, please.
Okay. Listen, I hope you're watching spring season with us because this season I think so far is really good. Really, really good. There's so much stuff to watch. There's something for everybody. So stop being a little bitch. Just watch something. And I've been Sam. She's been Danny. He's been Nick. Too Slick. No Tier Nick. No Drop Club Nick. And we have been the Anime Summit Podcast.
I'm not in the no drop club anymore. I'm dropping a lot. Let me count how many things I've dropped so far. Let's see.